Hey friends, welcome back to the Gentleman's Journey. Guys, today in this one, we're taking a look at the XTRATUF boots. Now, if you're on Instagram or Facebook, you've probably seen an ad from this company. Guys, there's a bit of a cult following, and today we're gonna get into this boot for a little bit. Now, what you can expect is we're gonna talk about the build quality, the construction. Guys, we're gonna talk about the fit and sizing, a little bit about the background of the company. We're gonna get into some of that cult following, if you will, and then my opinion of the boot. Make sure and hang back though for the 1 year review. That's when we'll really see how the boot's doing. But friends, just like any good Gentleman's Journey video, we're gonna take these on a little adventure. So guys, we're down here in Florida and I got a good one for us today. We're out shark tooth hunting, so I think it's gonna be fun. Make sure and stay back for that. Now friends, let's take a look at what boots I got. So there's so many options and I went with this blue one. Basically, I'm trying to get some boots that I could get right at the store. So they got some really fun options. In fact, you know, being the Gentleman's Journey that we like a lot of leather around here, they had a leather option, but you got to order it online. I'm traveling right now and it was a lot easier for me to get into the store and grab these. So friends, it's a bit of a Chelsea boot, a slip-on, and you guys know if you're watching the channel, I'm a sucker for the run and gun lifestyle. I don't have a huge need for these boots, but again, a lot of what you see on this channel is kind of things I'm interested in, things that I might need, and so I'm filming my journey and taking you guys along with me. But then we get into just some good old reviews. Again, I saw this video had quite the following, so I'm like, you know what, let's just grab it. It's a pretty cheap boot, so I thought, why not throw it on the channel? So if you haven't, make sure and subscribe. That way you'll see how these things are holding up a year later. But at any rate, let's get into the company a bit. So in the 1950s, it was B.F. Goodrich that actually commissioned this boot because they wanted a boat boot for commercial fishermen. Now you can tell your friends that you're actually wearing B.F. Goodrich tire boots, if you will. But at any rate, they were originally made in Rock Island, Illinois, and then they sold the company. So I think it exchanged hands a few times. Somewhere around 1985, they sold it to the company that began manufacturing it for B.F. Goodrich, and then they ended up selling it. And then in 2011, under the ownership of Honeywell, the production moved over to China. So of course, if I haven't lost some of you guys with just being a rubber boot and not a leather boot, I might lose a couple there as well. But friends, that's when apparently they saw a decline in quality and maybe some of the materials used. Immediately, Honeywell started a campaign to try to fix that. They started offering boots in return. They started trying to fix issues, said they were making sure that all the production was going to be clearly watched and all the materials used were going to be good materials, but the complaints kept coming. Reportedly in 2018, they had a return rate of only 2%, meaning all the folks that bought these for the first time, only 2% were buying them again. So they were basically looking for first-time customers. And of course, that's not a great business model for any company. But in 2021, Honeywell said farewell to this company, and that's when Rocky Brands took over. So now this company is owned by Rocky Brands. And if you haven't checked them out, you know, you might own some of their products in your closet. They have Georgia boot, they have the Muck boot. So if you think these are competitors to Muck boots, they're actually not. That's the thing with corporations and business. If you know anything about it, when you acquire through acquisitions, that is where the money's at, man. You can acquire a couple companies, put it all under one banner and get things pumping and moving and grooving. So that's currently the ownership of XTRATUF, and it seems to be going really well. Because I'll tell you what, since 2021, this company is back in everybody's attention. They're obviously putting a lot of money into advertising over on Instagram, Facebook. You can't scroll these days if you're into boots without seeing them. And that has brought up some competition alongside them. So you might see some of their competitors on the channel too. That way we can get into some comparison videos and stuff like that. Pretty neat company. I don't have an extreme need for these. Again, a lot of my videos are about products or, you know, boots and stuff that I'm interested in, that I need, that I think I need at least. These guys, I don't have a boat per se that I'd be wearing these on for out fishing or doing any kind of work that These are really popular in Alaska. So this boot isn't necessarily something that's coming on the channel out of need, but just, you know, it caught my eye. And so I think we'll get into that later, but I really think this boot can look good with lots of different pants. It doesn't need maybe what some of your service boots, if you're going for almost that hipster look, it doesn't need like a skinny jean. You know, it'll do fine with like a loose pant. It'll do good with shorts. And strangely, I'm down here in Florida, friends, due to some of my other business, we're at some county fairs and stuff, and I was surprised to see the cowboy culture down here in Florida has really caught a hold of these. Now, after thinking about the boot a little more, I think I can see why, because if you're out mucking the stalls or doing work on the farm, I really think this type of boot is what you're into. So you might already have a set of muck boots for getting out there. Now, friends, I got to tell you, I don't think that's any excuse for a cowboy not to have a set of leather cowboy boots on his foot when he goes out. That's just me. I think there's a time and a place for this, but if you're living that style, I just can't quite get on board with those really lightweight Ariat tennis shoe type slip-on things that you see a lot of cowboys wearing and stuff these days. I grew up a cowboy, worked on some ranches and stuff, and so for me, it's just a leather cowboy boot or nothing, unless maybe, like I say, you're out, you know, mucking around in some mud and stuff like that. But we'll leave that discussion for another day. Now, friends, in terms of the build quality, there's certainly not going to be a lot to be discussed about on this boot. It's a big old hunk of latex neoprene. They say that it's triple dipped, however, so that'll give it 3 layers of protection. This boot isn't to be mistaken of something that can handle like acids or chemicals. There's other boots that are designed to be in those harsh environments. And then it has this rubber outsole. So friends, this guy here is non-slip and non-marking. It could work for you guys in a few different job varieties. If you need something like that, you might be able to pull this off. And don't forget along the way that there's so many models, guys. There was a couple models at the store I was able to try on, like a sport option, and then another one, but you know, we're talking about this one. They might have stuff that you could run around chemicals, but in terms of this boot here, there's that liner on the inside is something that they're keen on. So this is the Express Cool. You know, if you start thinking about wrapping your foot in a big old rubber and you think your foot's gonna sweat and that's just gonna be a terrible day for you. Well, they thought about that and they have that Express Cool liner in there, and it is quite comfortable. It doesn't have much in terms of a footbed, like if you're coming from all of our Red Wings or Nicks and Frank, some of our leather options, but you know, it has a foam insole, if you will. And then in terms of the midsole, there's really nothing there. There's not a midsole to speak of. You can feel the rubber right down inside there. So obviously, guys, this is like $110. So just think of it in terms of its category and maybe don't give it such a hard time comparing it to maybe a $600 set of Nicks or something like that. But at any rate, there's not a whole lot to talk about with the materials. You know what you're getting. It has the 2 pull hooks, which is really nice for me. I don't like when there's just one tab. I just love having the 2 pull tabs. I think, let's see, yep, wearing these guys. 2 pull tabs on my red backs. Guys, I'm a sucker for slip-on boots. Let's get into sizing real quick. Now, friends, I got a size 12, and I run a 12 on a Brannock device. So that was pretty much straight on. However, they say size half a size up from your normal boot. That's what it said on the website for this model. Now that kind of made sense to me in a sense, because on like my Thursday boot company, on Red Wing, even at Nicks and stuff, I wear 11.5. So in that essence, I did go half a size up. Again, at the store, there was another boot there. It was a size 12 and it was too big. The size 11 was too tight. And one thing that I noticed is the calf circumference right here. On this boot, it's 12.6 inches. On that one, it was 14 inches. So it just felt really sloppy. So there's a couple models there that I just couldn't run. I didn't really like the Sport Edition. It looked pretty dorky for me. There's definitely the classic brown with kind of a tan lower. I wanted that boot, but they didn't have it at the store I was at. They got a whole bunch of camo. Friends, they got anything, like they got ice boots. They got a bunch that have thermal lining and stuff like that. They got sandals and all that. So make sure and check out the website. Guys, I'll have a link in the description. You can check these out. If you make a purchase, it's gonna support me in that it'll just be telling Amazon or XTRATUF that I sent you to their website, and it won't necessarily cost you any extra. So it's just, if you're looking for ways to support the channel, subscribe and then click those links, and that'll help me as well. Get you more boot reviews like this. I did end up going to about 3 stores and I bought these myself. The first store I went to only had that other model, and I didn't think this video was gonna happen. I've gotten into too many boots in recent time where they just don't fit right. And then I don't feel like I can give you guys a good 1-year review. So I don't want to do that anymore. So I'd rather just not have the boot happen. And so happy I went to 3 stores and ended up finding these. I like the color. Again, I think it'll work with several different set of pants that I have. And you know, I have an RV. We in and out of the RV, running down the beach and stuff. I think I can find some uses for this boot after all. And so there it is, friends. We talked about the sizing, we talked about kind of the build quality, a little bit about the company. You know, we talked about some of the different uses for it. I think it'll go good with different pants. And we talked about my kind of need or lack of need for these boots. I don't think there's anything left but to get out and go put these things through their paces. So we're off to a little adventure. Hang back for that. And guys, don't forget, if you have any questions, something you thought I missed, or a boot that you think I should review next, make sure and put that in the comments. Friends, let's see you over at the beach. Alright friends, just like I said, we're gonna make our way over to the beach. Here we are at Casperson Beach over here in Florida. Guys, what the heck is a Colorado boy doing hanging out beachside? Friends, we're gonna find some shark teeth. So what I have here is a little scoop. My buddy gave me this, he got me into it, so thanks Austin. But you get yourself a scoop of shells, and usually there's at least 1 or 2 shark teeth in there. It's really hard to believe. We got this guy, we've been sifting and putting it on the beach, but now we're gonna shove it in here. We can sort it and scoop out what we have already searched. And then we see a lot of people just with basic colanders. So guys, my wife and I are here. This is not a dog-friendly beach, so you're not gonna see Indiana like you're used to seeing. But friends, let me tell you, let's get out there and get some shark teeth, okay? All right, friends, so we're right by the entrance. Guys, we're gonna make our way down that direction because this area has clearly been picked over, but we got 2 shark teeth right off the start. They're pretty small, but how awesome is that? All right, friends, so we made our way down the beach. Guys, we're just walking by all these happy people. Check them out. They're just chilling, man. We love coming down here because everybody's in a good mood. You just honestly can't have a bad day on the beach. Now, friends, let me tell you, these boots maybe are not the best for shark toothing. What I recommend, if you guys check back the channel, I have my Chaco video. This isn't quite a barefoot thing because where you're looking for, everybody say hi to my wife. I don't know if you guys see her enough on this channel, but that's my beautiful wife hanging out on the coastline in Florida. Hit the like button if you want to be down here on the coastline of Florida with us. But check it out. So right here in all these shells, look at that. Wait for it. Let me see if I can get the sun coming through there. Oh yeah. Friends, right here is where you want to be, as far as I know, in these shells. And that is really hard on the feet. So I've done it a few days where I'm just standing on it and my feet start killing me. But we're gonna sift through a lot of this. We're gonna get through that and we're gonna find some good ones for you guys before we get rid of this video. But friends, again, these boots on those rocks over there have some really good traction. Happy with the traction. Like I said, hang back for the 1 year review. We'll get into it a lot deeper. But guys, I'm having a good time with these XTRATUF boots over here. We're basically the Venice Beach area in Florida, kicking back shark toothing. All right, friends, here's the first two. And I know you're probably not amazed by that, but check it out. The one on the left is a really clear one. The one on the right is like the tooth part, but it's missing. It's like the spiky part, but it's missing where it would have been connected to the shark's mouth. So I'm gonna set these guys down in here for a minute and we're gonna check this out. She's gonna be bringing me some more. So I really like this idea because we've been putting it on the beach and then you kind of don't know what you've searched and what you haven't searched. See, she's got the Chacos on. That's really, when you're out there, look at all those rocks and stuff. These things, I did get water in them already. They're gonna fill up, as you can imagine, they're gonna fill up. So let me search through this, guys, and we'll show you what we find. Wow, man, this camera has some good low light settings because it's getting dark out here, man. Check out that sunset. Beautiful. So good. So good. So friends, we found a couple. We found some small ones. I'm going to show you at the end of this. I'll have a picture or something on the screen. I'll show you what we've been finding. We've had some really good luck out here. A few different spots. There's even a dog beach just down the road from us. So there's a few good spots here that we can go, that we've been finding some good ones. It's later in the day. I don't know, we're new to this, but I'm gonna get one last scoop. I'll show you what we found over there and we'll go ahead and check this last scoop. So again, friends, I like this area, and as you can see, these guys are just in the water at this point, and I'm totally fine with that. I know you guys came for the boots and you're staying for the adventure. These are some adventure boots, so I'm down with XTRATUF, but I like getting along where there's shells. And supposedly these shark teeth are lighter than everything else, so they kind of float to the top. Try to get as much dirt, sand out as possible. And sometimes I check it right in the top, and you can find them right in the top area. That's not quite full enough for our last scoop. So let's go over here. Let's get in there and really get with the program. All right, friends, let's check it out. So we are searching, man. We got a lot going on here. I'm gonna put that, I think that's the honey hole. These are the combat flops. You guys can check out that video. Oh, got one. Oh, check out that one, friends. How good. All right, so we got a couple good ones. I'm pretty stoked about that. Our little method over there is working now. I'll just check this with you guys. Really hard to check this holding the camera, but that's what we do a lot of. I'll check that in a little bit. All right, friends, so that's gonna do it for this video and this XTRATUF boot. Guys, we are gonna be putting these things through their paces just like we already are. Stoked about this boot. It's not a leather boot like you guys are used to seeing on the channel, but let me know in the comments if you guys have this boot, what your experience has been, and again, any kind of recommendations you guys have. I've used a lot of your recommendations to get new boots. So friends, I am loving the heck out of this. I sure hope you guys are. Friends, until the next one, God bless. And hey, don't forget to give those boots some love from time to time.